In this lecture, we'll set up a reference point off into the distance that we can in the future aim our laser towards this point using ScreenToWorldPoint. There's a few different ways that we could potentially go about setting up our lasers pointing off in a specific direction according to our cursor. If you just take a look over at our scene view, if you give ourselves a point off into the distance at some arbitrary Z distance relative to the ship, we can just point our lasers towards that point. We already have our cursor moving around on the X and the Y value on our screen. We just need to give it some sort of distance on our Z value relative to the camera, which is luckily just right behind our player ship. Let's actually give you a visual representation of what that looks like. In your hierarchy with your player rig selected, let's go ahead and right click and create a 3D shape. Now it could really be any shape you'd like because we're actually not going to have the mesh visible in our game view, but for simplistic purposes, let's just use a sphere. I'll go ahead and name my sphere my target point, and I'm just going to drag that at the very top of my player rig above the camera, although it doesn't really matter. With that zeroed out, let's just drag it way off into the distance out here somewhere. Let's scale that up to something that we can easily see, like 10 by 10 by 10, and let's give it a nice, really ugly red color, just so we can properly see it. In our Assets folder, Materials, let's right-click and create a new material. We'll just call this red. It's just going to be a temporary red for debugging purposes. So I'm going to make it as ugly as possible and just ramp it all the way up to the reddest red possible and drag that onto my sphere just so we can see it clearly in our game view. With this ball created, we can just have this ball follow around our cursor, keeping at the same Z distance away from our camera or our ship, and then we can just aim our lasers towards that ball, and we can essentially get our particle system shooting in that direction. Let's open back up our player weapon class and we can start to rig that up. So player ship, player weapon, let's go ahead and open that up. And we first need a serialized field for that game object. Except I'm not going to grab the game object. I'd like to move it throughout my scene. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab the transform directly. And we'll just call that my target point. We'd like to update something in every frame. So let's just create another method directly inside of update. And let's just call it move target point. Let's go ahead and create that down below before move crosshair. So void move target point, and we'll create some logic inside here directly. We can use a built-in Unity method to accomplish what we're looking for using camera.ScreenToWorldPoint. It's basically going to take a vector 3 passing in the X and the Y coordinates, which is our cursor, as well as some sort of arbitrary float Z value that we can just create as a serialized field. And it will return that vector 3 for us, and then we can just move our target point to that specific point in world space. If you'd like to do a little bit more reading, I'll go ahead and leave the docs and the resources down below. So what are we trying to move? Well, we're trying to move our target point, which is the transform as a serialized field that we just created, and we want to move its position, which again is just a vector 3. We want to move it to a different vector 3. So we can use our one and only camera in the scene. Now, you could actually cache this reference up top. However, they changed it a few years back where it's actually not having any sort of performance hit if you just call camera.main directly, so you don't actually need to cache this value anymore. .ScreenToWorldPoint. So what do we need to pass in? We need to pass in an X, Y, and Z value. So let's just create that up top. Let's create another vector 3 called target point position. And we need an X, Y, and Z value, so let's just create a new vector 3. For our X and our Y values, we can just use our mouse position. So input.mouseposition.x for our X value, and for our Y value, we'll do the exact same. Input.mouseposition.y. And for our Z value, we just need some sort of arbitrary target distance that we can set as a serialized field up top. Let's just call that target distance. Let's create that up top as a serialized field. And we'll just create that as a float that we can call target distance. I'll just set mine to something like 100 to start, and we can adjust that a little bit later on. With that vector 3 target point position now created, we can just pass that through as a parameter in our ScreenToWorldPoint and move our target point dot position directly to that vector 3. Let's go try that out back in Unity to see what it looks like. Let's go find our player weapon class and just make sure we properly assign this target point directly as a serialized field. Let's blow up our game view, and if everything works properly, we should have our ball following around our cursor. Perfect. We're actually all set, but I'm actually just going to use a hotkey to pause just so we can properly see this in our scene view. Now, you don't have to follow along with this part, but just so you know, the hotkey to pause is Control-Shift-P. I believe that's the default hotkey, but there's at least a small chance that's actually not the default. I apologize if it's not. In our scene view, however, you can actually see this red ball is just ahead of our ship. It's just important to keep in mind we're actually setting it at some distance in front of the camera, not necessarily the ship itself. So I think something a bit more off in the distance would make a bit more sense to make sure our laser is properly going in the right direction. Something like, let's say 250, and let's see what that feels like. Let's go ahead and hit play one more time. And without the red ball hiding behind the mountain, which is actually just fine, that's what we want to accomplish, we can now just aim our laser in the direction of the red ball. Now, of course, the red ball is a bit ugly, so if we just unclick play, we can go into our target point and bada bing, bada boom, just hide the mesh renderer. The transform is still there. And now all we need to do is go into our lasers and just change the direction of the lasers to go into whatever direction we'd like. In other words, point it towards our little red ball target point. And then in that direction, we can toggle back on our mission and get it firing in any sort of direction we'd like. We'll do that in the next lecture.